guys, guys. I don't want to be that guy who just like makes a video either to like glaze something they like or to like hate on something they don't like. But guys, like, how can I watch this and not glaze it, bro? Like, make it make sense to me. How can I watch Peak and not glaze it, bro? Like, uh, you see, every single time ever since I grew up, I told you guys like I haven't been able to like consume entertainment like I used to before. So like now, like all the stuff I have to watch is more like a chore. I'll be like, oh, I have to catch up with this TV show. I have to watch this movie. I have to like catch up with this anime. That's how it is for me. So like because I have like so much to watch, I don't like end up watching any of them. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to get into like I told you guys, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to get into like the reaction ecosystem, because if you're like doing it for a reason, it'll force me to catch up on all the TV shows that I wanted to watch that were good and I haven't been able to like catch up to it. Yeah. So like this whole week, I was like, I'm gonna like catch up to the Pendragon cycle. I'm like an episode behind. I'm gonna watch it. I've been saying that the whole like time. Then so today went to church, came back, didn't really have like anything to do. Put on the Pendragon cycle and what can I say, bro? I've said everything I can say to convince you guys to watch the show. I've said in the first three episodes. Like, there's nothing else. If you haven't like started watching it by this time, bro, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, what do you do with your life, bro? Like, like, how hard do you want me to glaze this TV show, bro? Like, stop what you're doing right now. Pause this video. Pause this episode of the Hangout Club. Just pick up your stuff. Just like go to Daily Wire, buy a subscription, and just start watching the Pendragon Cycle, bro. It's the production value is crazy. This episode is like one of the craziest episodes I've seen. Like with in terms of like the production value, I was watching this and I was like, this feels like big. It feels like I mean like Britain. Like, oh god, and the actors, that bro. I feel like when they tell me these actors aren't like A-list actors, bro, I'm being gaslighted. The Daily Wire is probably gaslighting me right now, bro. There is no way these actors are A-list, bro. I don't remember the name for Merlin's actor. Let me see if I can find it. The Pendragon Cycle cast, Rise of the Berlin cast. Look, I don't know. Like, maybe some of you might like understand my feeling, but like the only I think I've seen only like two other Daily Wire movies. I don't remember, but one of the ones I remember watching is Lady Ballers, and you can tell like the actors weren't really like into it. So honestly, when they were coming out with the Pendragon Cycle, I was kind of like, but like these actors are legit. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. And Merlin, what's his name? Tom Sharp, bro. This man is cooking, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. He's cooking. Everyone is cooking. Like, it's crazy. Like, I am so shocked. Like, I haven't seen episode 5 yet because I watched episode 4 today and I know like episode 5 is also out. So like I started to watch episode 5. But like I know this season is supposed to be like only like 7 episodes, and I don't even know like I'm afraid because like I'm hoping like because we have what like just 2 episodes left. I'm hoping like they continue this. Like, I'm really hoping they continue this. Oh yeah, she is the lady of the lake. Interesting. Huh. Anyway, yeah. Um, these actors are phenomenal. I'm shocked. It's I am so shocked. Yeah, but like that. Go watch this, bro. I'm a huge fan of Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is like part of my top five TV shows. Well, maybe not. Yeah, probably top five. Yeah, probably top five. This is on the level of Game of Thrones. And I was thinking about it today as I was watching the episode 4. And it's sad, Hollywood isn't willing to like acknowledge this TV show, like the Pendragon Sacrifice of the Merlin. Hollywood isn't willing to recognize it, even though it is so good. Like it's so ridiculously good. I'm surprised. I'm telling you guys, I keep on like I think I've seen only one video since they started airing of someone talking about this. It wasn't a video. It was an article. It was an article. I think I saw it like 2 days ago on I think on Google, and that was like it was talking about this. Like that's the only time I've heard like people talking about it. Like it's so ridiculous. And honestly, I understand like why Hollywood um doesn't want to recognize this TV show because it's trying to protect itself. If like movies or TV shows outside of Hollywood start to make waves, it is going to affect their industry. So I feel like it's trying to protect themselves. They're trying to protect themselves. So like it makes sense in that way, but it's so ridiculous that we cannot like acknowledge when something is good. Like this is peak. But then again, Angel Studios. But like is Angel Studios like in Hollywood? Kind I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know I don't know the ins and outs. There's this Angel Studios TV show I wanted to start, the Wayfinders. I saw the trailer, it seemed pretty good, so I'll probably watch it like later on. But it's on my watch list definitely. But yeah, um it's sad. Like I have some movie reviewers like I watch when I'm like doing something. I just put them on and then I listen to what you're saying like while I'm doing something. And it's crazy to me that none of them are talking about this TV show. And I'm like, that's crazy. You wouldn't watch something so good just because of his political alliances. That's actually crazy. uh, yeah. Anyway, this is not. This is supposed to be a breakdown episode, not just me glazing the Pendragon cycle. Uh, I feel like the amount of times I've glazed this TV show is is just ridiculous. But look, you have to understand me because I feel reluctant because I have to sit down for like an hour and 7 minutes to watch an episode. But every time I lie on my bed, turn on my TV and put this episode, like I don't feel like I'm not in a hurry for it to end. Like I'm in the TV show. I'm like when the episode ends, I'm like already. And don't get me started on the OST. Oh God. My favorite OST for or like TV show theme song of all time was Game of Thrones. Is like one of my favorites. Like it's my favorite actually, the best. But this is up there. Like the theme and the OST is up there with Game of Thrones. I'm not gonna lie. Like every time I hear it, I'm like, it's giving me Game of Thrones vibes. I have to watch it one of these days. I would have played it here, but like, I'm probably gonna get. I don't want to have to do copyright. And yeah, so I forgot to say this, but like, if any of you all joined my channel because you wanted to see like my Big Bang Theory like reaction videos. So yesterday I put up episode 4 of the Big Bang Theory, my reaction. It got taken down. I got like one strike, one copyright strike. I'm like, bro, I do not like. I'm. I don't care. I'm like, I'm doing this because I want to enjoy this stuff with people. So like, I'm not gonna like try to figure out a workaround or like cut some of like parts of the episodes to post it out. I don't. I'm not doing all that work, bro. It's no. So if any of y'all have suggestions on where you would like me to put up my Big Bang Theory reaction videos. If you have any suggestions where you would want me to post it, so like you can watch it, especially without it being covered by the um like my channel logo stuff, just put it in the comments and I'll see how it fits. Yeah. So yeah, or if you guys want to also see if you want to see me watch like the Pendragon Cycle Rise of the Merlin, uh tell me where I can like post it up my a reaction video if you want to see it. So I just post it up. So I'm gonna wait out the copyright strike before I even try to upload any reaction right now because I'm not gonna cut it. I'm being real. Like I'm not doing all that work, bro. I'm not. So yeah. Uh let's get into this episode. Mm, mm, so I guess previously on blah 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 and it starts. So yeah, it starts with the Saxons in their camp and the king of the Saxons is literally sitting down watching the barbarians fight themselves, for entertainment. Yeah, he's a barbarian, so apparently so. And so they start fighting, blah blah blah, and then the son of Vortigern, that's the previous high king who was killed by Aurelius and Uther. Vortigern, that was the previous high king. His son comes to the Saxons because if you remember, in the first episode, in the third episode, we found out that the high king had to do with the Saxons to plunder their land, so they would not attack them. So the prince, I don't remember his name, that I do not care for him. He goes to the Saxons and asks for their help to take back the throne from Aurelius. Now I knew he was going to do something like this, but I didn't know it was going to be so soon. I thought like he was going to like build himself up or something, but nah, man just went to the Saxons straight away. And as you can guess, what the hell? Yo, what just happened? Wait, 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 wait. Sorry guys, I don't know what just happened. It's just I think I think the lights just like went out and it just switched over to the generator or something. That's probably what happened because all my lights just like went out. Interesting. Yeah, probably the hotel lights like went out or something. Uh, anyway, yeah. So what was I talking about? Yeah, so the prince man's just like went, and as you can tell, the Saxons killed him. They killed him. He tried to gaslight the, I think his name is Hanksit or Hansit, something like that. Um, the prince tried to gaslight the king of the Saxons to help him because it was like, you made an oath by blood, blah blah blah. The king is like, we're going to help you, and then he pushes him into the fire. Hmm. Wait. Oh, I think my Wi-Fi went out when the, yeah. Oh hell no. Can't even exit. This is ridiculous. Give me a second, guys. Hello. Um. Yeah, so my Wi-Fi went out because the um power probably switched over to the generator or something. I don't know, but like because of that, my Wi-Fi went out. So yeah, got it back up. Anyway, skip. So he pushes him into the fire, and man just burns in the fire. And God, the picturesque like scenes of this TV show is crazy. I wish I could show you guys. I don't know if I can like actually pinpoint some of the scenes. Yeah, it'd be hard. It'd be hard to find like scenes without like actually playing. But like the picturesque. Honestly, from this episode, you can tell like they really increased the budget because they are like it's there's the scale is significantly like larger. Like you can tell there are like more people. Like the cities look huge and stuff. Anyway, so um Merlin and his people go to look for King Alak. That's Merlin's granddad from his mom's side. So they talk. They're talking, and bro, Uther is just giving this passive, like aggressive, aggressive, like stance, like with Merlin. The whole episode, of like, bro, chill, chill, just chill, bro. It's just not that deep. Uther, oh, Uther, bro, he's a fan character. I enjoy Uther scenes because I'm like, man's is just a hater. Like he's just a hater. Like he's a D1 hater. Every time Merlin says something, man's has to come back, bro. He has to come back. I'm like chill. It's not that deep, bro. Oh yeah. Anyway, uh, Pelias is telling the story of how he found Merlin and um Merlin's mom, that's Princess Charis, is like she's proud that Pelias didn't give up. And it looks like Pelias has been looking for Merlin for a really, really, really long time. Because he said years, bro. So they talk, and apparently King Alak is now also Christian. He also believes in the Most High. And they talk. You know, I remember I had hold on. Yeah, I had some stuff I put in my notes as I was watching to talk about. Mm, mm, um, so Merlin tells Kinalak that the reason why they're here is to find a place for Aurelius and Uther to be safe while they raise an army and bring all the kings of Britain together to fight against the Saxons. And King Alak is like his house is always open, but he's not gonna like help in the fight. And we'll get to the reason why. And honestly, I feel like every decision most of the decisions King Olak has made throughout the TV shows, I generally agree with him. I feel like he's a good king who thinks about his people. So generally, I agree with his decisions. But he's not going to join their fight, but he will keep Aurelius and Uther safe. And Uther is just like, so like yeah, so Merlin is like he's going to like raise an army while Aurelius stays here safe. And Uther is like, hell no, I'm coming with you. I don't want you to like throw my brother under the bus and you become the High King. I'm like, I'm like, if Merlin wanted to be the High King, he would be the High King, bro. I'm not, I don't think there's anything you can do. Like so like one of the things one of the things that like is crazy to me is like it's crazy how powerful Merlin is. I said it in like the previous episode of the Hangout Club related to like the Pendragon cycle. I was like, um, I don't know, like we don't know the depths of Merlin's power. We know he knows things. We don't know what he knows, but I feel like it's crazy how much Merlin sees, how much he knows. Like he just knows things, and he's just that powerful. And I'm like, I feel like that's a crazy position to be in, you know, to just be this all powerful uh, being amongst these men. You know, it's crazy because Taliesin was the most powerful druid of his time, and apparently there's been none like him. But Merlin's sights is way beyond Taliesin's own. I don't even think. I mean, I think he's still a druid, but like I don't think Merlin technically even counts as a druid, even though he follows the druidic ways. So it's and I'm trying to like I'm trying to like put forth like what is in my mind, like it's crazy to me, like how he carries himself amongst people who know lesser than him and who know nothing, and the way he makes his decisions. Because there's so much he knows. He How does he take all that information to come to like the right conclusion? And the fact that his depth, his eyesight, or the depth of his eyesight isn't like infinite. We know he can see far. We just don't know like how deep he can go. And then everyone else is like dependent on him because they know how powerful and how deep he can see. But like when it comes to the point where his sight is limited, how is he going to like, with all the weight of expectations on him, how is he going to feel, carrying all that burden? But even his eyesight and his powers have limits. Anyway, let's get back to the breakdown. So Utah is like, hell no, I'm coming with you. So their first stop is I read it down somewhere. Blah blah blah. Meridinum, yeah, something like that. Some place. Yeah. So before Merlin goes, his mom tries to give him the sword she tried to give Taliesin, which apparently was Merlin's. So you see, so she tries to give it to him. Merlin, oh, escape that scene. Merlin takes the sword, and then he gets flashbacks of his past. And I'm telling you, bro, this man was wilding out, bro. He was crashing out. Bro. He was on another level, bro. He was just slaughtering people. It was crazy. But yeah, uh, he starts to remember stuff, and he gives the sword back to his mom. He's like, "I'm not touching this sword again." So when he said that, like it means he previously wielded this sword, and during that time he was a bloody man. He drew a lot of blood. So he was like, he's not touching this sword again. And his mom is like, I hope you can keep your promise of not touching the sword. So before Merlin leaves, he's talking to King Alag. They're having a discussion, and King Alag is saying how jealous he is of Merlin. That Merlin was like roaming about, and he was alone with God, and what he wouldn't give to like be alone with God. And Merlin was like, "You think I was with God?" He was like, "I probably wasn't with God during that time. I was insane." And uh, his his granddad gives him like pretty solid advice actually. I like this. I like him a lot. He gives him pretty solid advice. And so one thing that strikes me about this movie is you can see how strongly these characters are attached and have reverence and want to know the Lord. And it doesn't come off as cringe as sometimes it might do in other forms of media, precisely because in their world is a world of gods. Their world is a world of gods, and they've had experiences with different type of gods, which was emphasized in like episode 1 and 2. The gods trying to like take Taliesin from for themselves because of how powerful a druid he was, and Princess Charis being the druidic vessel of Bel, and how Bel almost destroyed his whole country Atlantis. Like, yeah, so they've had experiences. I don't know how Kinalak is, how old he is, but he's probably over like 150 years, probably over 150. because Merlin is 75 years old. Merlin is 75. He's probably over 150. Um. So yeah. So they've dealt with different gods who almost always exactly demand the same thing. They demand a form of sacrifice, whether it's like people, animal, they're always demanding some type of sacrifice. But then they met a god who not only did not demand a sacrifice from them, but presented himself as his himself as human to be the sacrifice for them to be able to access um him or his power. Let's like also the druidic powers, so it makes so much sense, the way they are so attached to like God. It makes sense because um as Kinolak was telling me, was like, yeah, what I wouldn't be do to be in your shoes, to like be with God, because they found a God who was actually good, as as he is in real life. All right. So yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, yeah. So they have a discussion, and then Marilyn leaves, and Marilyn keeps on hearing voice. I'm honestly, I'm not sure if it's what's Brett Cooper's character's name again? I do not remember. Let me see if I can. But Marilyn keeps on hearing a voice, and Genida, yeah. So Marilyn keeps on hearing a voice. Sometimes I know it's Genida, but at this point, because what the hell? Hold on, that was my bad. Anyway, because Merlin keeps on having like visions, and no, I already said that part. Oh yeah. So because before this scene, when he was talking to Ken Alike, they started talking about Morgaine, and Merlin was like, throughout the 75 years, not 75 years, throughout the years he was exiled, he didn't know if he was with God, but he definitely knew Morgaine was with him. So during the scene, I couldn't tell if it was Genida he was hearing or it was Morgaine. But I know like the first few times Merlin has been hearing voices, I'm pretty sure it's Genida. And yeah, so one of you guys also reminded me. I think it was Mister something. I don't remember, but like you reminded me. Well, you told me that Ganida actually said my love, not my brother. So that was good information because I was like sitting down and trying to like dissect and like think about how possibly Merlin could have a sister, but like apparently said my love. And throughout this episode, Merlin saw Ganida a lot. So yeah. So like Merlin is walking around, just hearing the voices, and Pelias and Uther follow him, and they're like, "What's wrong with you, my boy?" But like Merlin doesn't answer. So they get to Meridianum, and these people come out to greet them, and they're like, "Who are you?" Merlin says some random stuff, and they're like, "Oh hell no, it's Merlin." And they're all like shocked. This is the wife of the king. She's more welcoming. She invites Merlin in. She gives him the seat of the king, and here is where we find out Merlin is actually the king of Meridianum, but like he lets this. I don't know. I think this might be Ellipsen's bloodline. I'm not sure, but like Merlin is also Ellipsen's bloodline, so I'm not too sure, but like Merlin lets this family rule as king. So they give Merlin the king seat, and Merlin is like, "Yeah, I'm here to recruit you to be to join Aurelius's army." And we just have this the king's son being so passive aggressive, and that I think that's one thing I like about this TV show. Like sometimes you think the characters are like shallow, but it's not that simple. I was so the son is like passive aggressive against Merlin, and he's a kin of like the the guard of Merlin's kingdom. And this man does not like do shit. He and his people just drink the whole day. So I thought these people were just useless, but no, they fight for their people. They know what they want, and they're like pretty strong, so and determined. So yeah, so one reason why he was so passive aggressive is he thought Merlin was coming to take the throne from his family. So I thought it was going to just be another villain, but nah, he was a cool guy actually. Yeah. So this is Uriel something. Hold on, I wrote it down somewhere. Yes, Uriel. He is Morgane's son. Yes, Morgane is married, and she has. I think so far I know of two kids, Uriel and Lot. So she's married to the king of the island of fears. I don't remember the actual name. So, um, Morgane Castle. She's in a castle talking to a child, and this guy, bro, you can tell he's gonna be like Jack the Ripper, bro. This man was sitting on the ground and breaking like I don't know whether I don't remember whether it was a stick, but he was smashing the crab to pieces, bro. He might be John the Ripper's grandson or something. So and she's just a master manipulator, bro. She is, bro. She's an op for no reason. I'm telling you, bro. Like Uther is a hater. He's like one of the biggest hater. But Morgaine is she's just an op. She's an op for no reason. She just wants to be an op for Merlin. Just she has dedicated her life to torture. I mean, they didn't say it. I'm just like I'm making fun of it. But like she's dedicated her life to like torture Taliesin's whole family line. I'm telling you, bro. I'm like, oh, she's an op, bro. So this is her firstborn, Lot, who is supposed to take the throne of his dad, who is the king of the island of fears. And this man is like, King Vortigern doesn't like respect us. We should like go against King Vortigern, blah blah blah. And Morgan is like, yo, King Vortigern like died 2 weeks ago. Like Aurelius and Uther, the sons of Conas, are like now like well, Aurelius is now the High King, and like they are now the people lording over Britain. And Lot is like, oh, bet. Then if they're the ones like who are going to be if Aurelius is not going to be the High King, and Uther is also like going to participate in like the governance of Britain, then it's we should join them niggas because like those guys are like chill. Like he's like, let's go. And Morgan Morgan just starts gaslighting the man, bro. I'm like, she's been an off for no reason, bro. She's gaslight. She's like, we should join the Saxons. I'm like, What?" Yeah, Morgan is like, yeah, we made a deal with the Saxons, and even though like Aurelius is better than Vortigern, like we should continue being with the Saxons. And Lance is like, no. Why would I want to be like with random ass people? Like the Saxons came from somewhere else, and Aurelius and Uther are Britons. Like there are our people. Like we should be joining our people. So Lord is like, we should be joining our people. And Morgan is like, yeah, if you want to, sure, but like, you should probably join the Saxons. And she does it. She's because she's like manipulating them. She does it in a way to make you think it's your decisions. I'm like, this woman is an ob. Yeah. So, she's gaslighting him, and Lad is like a good man. He's trying to like tell his father that yeah, we should probably like join. We should join them niggas, bro. Like we should join Aurelius and Uther. They're like they're G, bro. You know, and she's gaslighted them. So Marilyn is living or like temporarily staying in Meridianum, and he's on his way walking around. So um the king, I don't remember his name, But he decides to talk to Marilyn. So he and Marilyn leave, and it's just Pelias and, excuse me, Uther now. And Uther and Pelias, their exchange throughout the episode is, is so brilliant. It's funny. Anyway, yeah. So Uther is like, hell, no, I'm not hanging out with you, Pelias. And then he leaves, and he goes to a tavern, and he just has drinking, and he sees um the king's son and the other guards like just talking and drinking, and he goes and sit with them. So Marilyn is talking to like the king, and the king is like, "Yo, did you come back to be like king? Did you come back to be a king?" And Marilyn is like, "That's like that's the last on my mind." But like from what I can tell, and from the food that was like barely on the table when I came in, you're struggling right now. But I can tell it's not the Saxons, and the king is the like Marilyn is like, I can tell it's not the Saxons because if it was the Saxons, you'd probably be dead. So he pressures the king, and the king is like, okay, they are being plundered by one of the other Britannian kings, King something like King Martin. Yeah, King Martin. They are being plundered by King Martin because King Martin is trying to gather resources to wait out the attack on the Saxons. So after the Saxons take out Britain, they come out with food and resources to be established. Anyway, so Merlin is like, oh hell no, you're letting like another king plunder, and the king is like, yo, there's nothing we can do. And Merlin is he the king is like their army is like way larger than Merlin is like, nah, bro, it's because you're weak, nigga. He's like, it's because you're weak, nigga. I'm like, bro, chill. Oh yeah, so Merlin is like, you should fight. You're being a weak king, and you should be fighting for your people. And look, I understand the underlying principles and the morality is trying to portray that in the face of a higher danger, you should no matter how fearful you are, you should stand with courage and strength. But in a more practical reality, I think that was the king's only option. I don't see why he should sacrifice his people for like to go to war just to make his people suffer. Like there's no reason. Like it's better you just let them do what they want and have enough food to well they didn't have enough food, but their people were still at least surviving rather than have his whole kingdom destroyed for no reason, you know. So I don't think the kid I do think the king was weak. I just don't think his decision was wrong. You know, being there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with being weak. Sometimes the situation merits it. You know, it's like what I tell people. So like, I'm going on on a tangent, but like one of the funniest things I tell people is like people like have this conversation with like friends, and they're like, you know how guys and men have to like keep everything bottled up and blah blah blah. They can't cry in public, and because society has made us think that if you cry in public, you're weak. And we have these conversations, and I'm like, what do you mean society has made us think if you cry in public you're weak? That makes no sense. If you cry in public, you are weak. There's like there's no reason why you should sugarcoat. Like I don't know why people try to pretend. If you're a man and you cry in public, you are weak. Like there's nothing wrong with it. You are weak. The thing that we have to understand is sometimes there's nothing wrong with being weak. You know, sometimes you just have to like break down and be vulnerable and be weak. Yeah. So I don't agree with people who are like, yeah, when if you're a man and you start crying, that's you're not weak. It's a sign of strength that you're able to open up. I'm like, hell no, that's a lie. They're lying to you. It's a sign of weakness and vulnerability. You are weak, but there's nothing wrong with being weak. You know, we're humans. We have weaknesses. We have vulnerabilities. That's why we have God with us. You know. So that was just by the way. So yeah. So Merlin is like, yeah, nigga, you are not doing the right thing. So so this man, and that's when I saw like he wasn't just a shallow man who just like eats and drinks. He's like, no, I've been telling my dad for a long time that we should attack the Britannian king who's like trying to take our resources. We should attack him. But my dad is too prideful to listen to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, but Merlin is back to like take back the throne. And he just starts hating on Merlin. And he gaslights Uther into thinking Merlin is trying to be hiking. And Uther is like, but Merlin is human. Like, there's nothing like, um, well, this man was saying there's nothing they can do if Merlin tries to become king. And Uther is like, Merlin is human. What do you mean? Like, you have people, and then all of them literally just start laughing at Uther. And I'm like, Uther, I know like you're blind and you're a hater, but like there's only so much blindness hating can cause, bro. There's you can see Mans has the eyes of a hawk, bro. Mans has been living for 75 years, and he has the eyes of a hawk. How can you say the guy is a random ass sport, bro? Like, I, I can't, bro. Like, I cannot. I'm like, bro. Oh, yeah, but like that was just by the way. I was literally like, I was laughing. I was like, this man is delusional. He's hating so much, he's delusional. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, I want to speed run through the episode. I'm spending way too much time on this episode. It's been what, like 40 minutes? Yeah. So, they talk, and the king admits his weakness, and he's like, I'm a disgrace of a king. So Merlin, if you want your throne back, I'll give it to you. So these people are like, it's the scene like cuts back to them, and they're like, you don't know, like you don't know Uther, and Uther is like, don't know what. So they send Uther to one of the hidden places in the palace, and it's just like it has a picture, like a wall, and Merlin is painted on it, and that man looks ready to throw hands, bro. That man looks ready to throw down anytime. And he starts like he's like, you know Merlin as a man, but like here he's a legend. They're like, Merlin fought like 70 men alone in this very city. And in some random ass city they mentioned, I don't remember. He was like, oh, I think it was Godea. I think that's where Merlin is going to next actually. Huh, interesting. Anyway, they're like, in that city, Merlin fought 500 people alone. I'm like, bro. It reminds me of like the story of the three generals of David from the Bible. Those men have like legends, some crazy legends around them. If you read like that part of the Bible, bro, they have some crazies. I think Adoni, the son of like Ezra, he threw a spear through like, was it like 300 men? Like, I can't remember. Let me Google that. Like David's men were built different, bro. I'm telling you, like you can make a TV show out of the Bible. I think it's Adoni the Ezra. Yes, yes. This was the man, bro. He threw a spear through 800 men. Do you know how crazy that is? It. Oh, you think like Superman or like comic characters have feats, bro. We have like real ass people like who actually lived, who have crazy feats. He threw a spear through 800 men. This is goddamn. Oh yeah. Uh, I think there was I don't remember, but there was another one. There was another one of David's men who I don't remember what his name was, but like um, this man, this man, David was like, "I'm thirsty." You know what this man did? He grabbed a knife, went to the enemy camp. I think it was the camp of the Philistines. I don't know if I'm wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember, but like it was the enemy camp. I don't remember it was the Philistines. He went into their camp, slaughtered everyone in the camp alone with a sword. And according to the Bible, he fought so much, his hand was clamped to his blade. Do you know how much you have to fight for your hand to be clamped to your blade? And you literally can't like open your hand again, like your hand is stuck to the blade. He slaughtered everyone, went to the well, took a cup of water and brought it to David. He's like, Here's your water, bro." Bro, David's men were like, they were on that thug life, bro. Mm, yeah. So, Merlin, yeah, so they were glazing Merlin. Okay. And throughout this time, Pelias was listening and following them because he heard about this guy's plan to try to take out, excuse me, Merlin. Because he was like, he was telling Uther for them to join hands and take out Merlin. And Uther doesn't believe any of the legends. So they are going out and Pelias just comes and Pelias like kicks their asses. He couldn't really, well, he I would say he had a slight advantage like over Uther. He whooped the other guy's ass, but like for Uther, iffy. He was slightly above Uther in skill. So they fought, and Uther was running away, and then Merlin legit stopped this man with a move of his finger. That was and Uther cannot move. He was like frozen, and the High King was giving Merlin the talk to be back as king. Throughout their conversation, Merlin has frozen like Uther. He's like right in the doorway. And Merlin is like, "I'm not gonna take back my crown. I'm gonna leave you as king because you're a good man, even though you're weak. I will help you." Like, uh, he was no. He's like, I'll let you still be king if you pledge allegiance to Aurelius." Yeah, if you pledge allegiance to Aurelius. So Merlin Merlin is like, yeah. So the king is like, "I don't have a problem pledging allegiance to Aurelius, but like we still have this problem of the king of Bulgaria." Yeah, I remember now, the king of Bulgaria who is planning our stuff. And Merlin is like, "Don't worry, man. Let me cook." So Merlin releases Uther, and Uther is like, "Yeah, I'm alright." Oh, the way they make fun of Uther is funny. Merlin is like, "You alright, bro?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I just needed to catch my breath." I'm like, "Bro." Mm. So Charis and the people of Old Atlantis. I still call it Old Atlantis because till now I cannot remember the name. I think it was Nice Avalak. I think that's a name. I cannot remember. But yeah, they are taking care of the people who the Saxons plundered and almost killed, like the villages and the towns. They go after the Saxons has plundered, save the people who can be saved, and try to help the people who are like dying. And Aurelius comes in, he's like, "Oh hell no. You niggas are just watching like people die, bro. Like you should help them. You should like help them. I can't just like watch my people die." And King Alike is like, ever since Merlin was like born, there are people haven't had another child. The only reason why his people still exist is because they live long. So his people are literally like on the verge of extinction. And Aurelius is like, oh no, 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 you should be helping people. And King Elijah is like, nah, I like you, your cause is good, but like I have to think about my people. And I completely agree with Prince King alike. He I think his decision is right. So they have this talk, and Princess Charles is like, don't agree with you, Dad, but like I'm not gonna say anything. uh, I think she's the person who has stressed her dad the most in his whole life. Oh God. So yeah, this is a conversation. Morgane's family, they're talking, they're having a discussion, and Morgane's husband is like, you know what? I agree with my son. Like, we should probably like pledge allegiance to Aurelius. And Morgane is like, nope. No, like she's gaslighting them again. She's like, you know what? We used to pledge allegiance to the Saxons. Aurelius is probably gonna kill us. And it makes her sound like she said it in a more persuasive way. So her son, who has the talk now and is probably the next kin, is like, you know what? You might be cooking. So Morgan tells her son, she gaslights her son into thinking that Aurelius is going to kill them because they were in allegiance with the Saxons, which is kind of reasonable. But then Aurelius is a good man, so he wouldn't do that. But like, but that's the thing. So like, Lot himself, if it was this kin, I would, and I was like Aurelius, well, not Aurelius, but like I was the high kin, I would probably chop that man's head off. But like Lot is a good man, so I would have probably like not like unalived him. So he's like the Morgan gaslights him into thinking about it to make him think it's his decision. So they go to war, they ride to war, and then the scene cuts, and the OST playing was spectacular. And the scene cuts to what's his name, Aurelius, like trying to leave to stop the Saxons from invading more villages. And Princess Charis is like, yo, like you have a good heart, but like don't be an idiot. Like you just can't like write your death because my army cannot help you. So like if you go, you be alone. There's like that's stupid. There's like bigger battles ahead. And I agree with her. Honestly, I don't think Aurelius is fit to be High King. Like he's a good man and he has a good heart, but like I don't think he fits to be High King. He's nah. This was a stupid decision he made. Yeah, I think there's more than you need more than a good heart and being a good person or having a good morality to be king. So I don't think it's fit to be high king, but we'll see. And honestly, it makes me think. I'm like, so if everything is being done for Aurelius, and this follows the Arthurian legend, I'm wondering how Uther becomes king at the end of everything. Because Uther may be a D1 hater against Merlin, but from what I've seen, I don't. He doesn't look like someone who would betray his brother. Maybe something may happen later on that makes him greedy because he seems someone susceptible to be incentivized into killing his brother. But like currently, he doesn't know. I feel like he is extremely loyal to his brother. So I wonder how Uther becomes king. Anyway, Mr. Charles is like, oh hell no, nigga, like you cannot go. And this man is like, I cannot just watch my people die. And I'm like, bro, nigga, why you being dumb? If you die, who's going to unite Britain and who's going to like fight the Saxons? Like, bro, yeah, he's being foolish for a fleeting emotion, and he might think, this is the thing. This is my gripe. He might think he's being selfless by trying to help people, but he's being selfish because instead of like keeping himself and being safe till it's time to fight the Saxons, he's like risking himself and the whole operation and the whole plan to defeat the Saxons just to satisfy a fleeting emotion of like compassion, and he's sacrificing the whole of Britain just because of a fleeting emotion of compassion. And he might think he's being selfish, but he's actually being selfish because the reason behind his actions is to fulfill the call of that emotion he has, which is being that's being selfish and reckless. So yeah. Anyway, Princess Charles is like, yeah, even though my army can't help you, you want to go, you're being foolish and you're going, but like, you know what? I'm gonna go with you. But then my army wouldn't let my princess, go alone. So my army will probably come with you. That was like funny of Princess Charles to do, and good of her. So she goes with Aurelius. They ride, and then Merlin's people are also riding to war with the king of Bulgaria, and they stop, and Merlin is like, "We are here to blah 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 blah," and this scene was fire. I'm not gonna lie. And these niggas start the war. Princess Cyrus escorts like Aurelius to the towns being attacked, and she's like, "You, my like me and my people can't help you. You're on your own." And he's like, "Okay, if I die, tell my brother I died an honorable death or something like that." And he also runs into battle. So the scene keeps on cutting between Aurelius fights with the barbarian. Man, he got his ass handed to him. I was disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I expected more from Aurelius, but it's cast between Aurelius and the barbarians, and uh, Merlin's kingdom and the king of Bulgaria's army fighting. And bro, I don't know how much of my audience like watches anime, but if you watch anime, I'm pretty sure most of y'all. Well, if you also read manhwa, because I read like manhwa and manga, but if you read manhwa or you watch anime, most of you all know like the aura farming god, you know, Sang Jin Woo, MC of Solo Leveling. You know that thing he does where he watches his people like get their ass kicked, just like aura farm, and he pulls up a like, excuse me, and he pulls up a like the moment where like these niggas like are gone, like we have niggas like bleeding and wounded, not being able to move, and that's when he pulls up. That's what Merlin was doing, bro. I'm like, yo, Merlin, you cannot be posted. That man was posted up on his horse, bro. Hold on, I want to find. I don't know if I find a scene. That man was posted up on his horse, aura farming, bro. What? That was a whole war happening around him, and this man was just posted up on his horse, like standing there, like with no sword, nothing, just having his druidic like wood behind his back, aura farming. What? And we have people from his kingdom like like fighting and dying, and like they're killing each other, and this man is still posted up, bro. I'm telling you, he was posted up for like 60 minutes of the whole battle. This man was like posted up on his horse, aura farming. And if you're like in the next hotel room, like if you're in the hotel room like beside me, you'd have heard me like randomly laughing, but because like I was on my bed and I was watching this episode, and I was just laughing hysterically because this man was just posted up looking I didn't know whether he thought he was Jesus or something, but like that man was posted up looking at the battlefield for like high up, and he was aura farming, bro. And he had like that serious expression on his face. I was like, bro, he cannot be doing this. Anyway, yeah, so the scene keeps on cutting back between these two battles. Aurelius getting his ass handed to him, and this battle. And then after like this battle goes on for like a minute, and it starts raining, Merlin just hops off his horse and he's just walking through the battlefield. All farming, bro. Nah, I want you guys to see this, bro. This man, this man is posted up. He's off his horse now, and he's just casually walking through the chaos. I'm like, bro, oh god, no. Yeah, but like this man is just walking through the battlefield. Well, he didn't raise his hand to strike anyone, and I think so. Taliesin wasn't a man who fought, even though he was one of the most he was the most powerful druid to ever exist. He never actually fought, but he used his druidic powers to enhance the battle prowess of his people. But Merlin, from the flashbacks we've seen, was a warrior. Merlin was an actual warrior, even though he had druidic powers. But I think because of the things that happened in his past, he doesn't want to fight anymore. I think he doesn't want to. Um, I think they are playing the role of Merlin being an advisory person, which is brilliant actually. But like, yeah, he doesn't raise his hand to fight at all, and I think it's because of the things that happened in his past. Um, it's pretty interesting. So yeah, this man walks up through the battlefield as it rains. He was straight up to the gate, and he just screams out. I don't know if I'll find that scene. Yeah, he just screams out Morton, and I'm telling you, this actor is great. He's a great actor. What was his name? Tom Shark. Great actor. He just screams Martin. That's the king of Bulgaria's name, and it stops raining. This whole scene with the OSC, bro, I can't play it. I don't want to deal with that copyright stuff. But that scene was crazy. That scene was real crazy. Just by screaming the king's name, he stopped the rain and stopped the battle. Actually, everyone, everyone was just looking at Merlin. So, um, Martin, king of Bulgaria, he's talking trash, and Merlin is trying to, be a diplomat, trying to like talk to him. And excuse me, the king is the king is trying to be interesting. Anyway, yeah. So like they have this whole conversation, and the king is trying to be like difficult, and Merlin is like, yeah, just so you know, like Aurelius's brother Uther is like he's part of the army, and the king is like, why should I care if Aurelius's brother is like the commander of the army? And Merlin is like, oh no 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 no, he's not a he's not a commander. He's a regular soldier. And the king is traumatized. And for you guys who don't understand, if Uther was the commander of the army, the king obviously is not he's not crazy enough to like kill the brother of the High King of Britain. So they'll probably like fight, kill most of the common soldiers and capture Uther, okay? And maybe bargain with Aurelius or release him to go, like something like that. He's not crazy enough to kill the High King's brother. But because because Uther was like dressed as a common soldier and we're just like fighting a crazy battle and anyone could kill Uther, there was no way they would be able to capture Uther safely or without like relative damage. So like the king was scared. He was traumatized. He was like, "Yo, if Uther was like legit, he was like he told Merlin, you're bluffing." Merlin is like, I mean, you can risk it." And Uther was like actually like dressed as a common soldier in the army. That man is strong. I'm not gonna lie. And he was fighting, but like, yeah, the king is like, no, hell no. So he starts screaming. He's like, "Yo, like, tell them to stop like the battle right now because if Uther is actually like a common soldier and they mistakenly kill him, Aurelius is gonna like be pissed." So Merlin is like, yeah. So if you like, if Uther mistakenly dies. Aurelius is going to make an army, and before he goes for the Saxons, he's coming for you. So Merlin gaslights the king into um, joining the alliance. So the scene was probably skipped, but like Aurelius for the barbarians, he got his ass handed to him. Charis and her people had to intervene. So Kinalak called them in. Charis is like, Kinalak was like, I'm used to this shit, bro. My daughter has been doing this since I gave birth to her. Like I'm used to this. And Princess Charis is like, Dad, the healers need me. Like I gotta go. He's like, I give up. Like go. Like uh, I'm done. Just go. So that's what she was saying. Yeah, she was like, my people need me, bro. Like not my people. Like the people we saved need me. So like I gotta leave. And he's like, just go. So he was talking to King, the High King of Britannia, and he was giving him good advice. He was telling him the decision he made was foolish, and he was like, "I'm used to my daughter's antics, but I expected more from you." So like he was giving advice, like there was no reason to do that. He put himself in danger, but at the end of the day, he said he respects the heart of King of Aurelius because his God taught him to not only love God, but he should love his people and his brothers and people who love. He said something I don't know. It was a pretty good quote actually. So he was like, if King Aurelius keeps this up, he's probably going to be high king. I agree. I think he has the perfect heart to be a good king. I just don't believe he has the decisiveness of a good king, and he really needs that. Otherwise, this he's going to be a terrible king. But yeah, so they have a good conversation, and Kinalike really gives him good advice. Mm. And honestly, he admits all his faults and about the fact that he's inexperienced in war, and he just tells Kinalike everything, and Kinalike is like, "Don't worry, boy, I got you, bro." So they have a whole conversation. Excuse me. They have a whole conversation, and um, Marilyn is like, they have to split up at this point, and Uther is like, haven't I like proven myself? And Merlin, Merlin really has a good way of handling. Merlin really has a good way of handling Uther. Even though Uther was literally trying to kill him and was being passive aggressive, Merlin was acting like the adult he is because Merlin is like 75 years old and he acts matured. He knows how to handle Uther. So Uther is like, haven't I proven myself as a good ally? Merlin is like, nope. Not sorry. Merlin is like, where I'm going now, like you can't go with me. And I think he's going to Gadea or something. That's where Pelias was saying, if you go, they're probably gonna kill you. So I think that's why he didn't want to send Uther with him. So they split up at this point, and he gives Uther an advice that like you're really loyal to your brother, but your loyalty might be your downfall. And Uther is like, not again with the riddles, bro. So they split apart. Pelias sits on a horse. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to find that scene. Pelias sits on a horse. He's like, they're gonna kill you if you go. Merlin is like, we gotta go either way. And he sees Genida again. Damn, bro, Genida, you gotta stop haunting this nigga, bro. Like you cannot be that woman, bro. I don't want to say you're for the streets, but like you cannot be haunting my man. And then the scene cuts to um Morgaine. Sometimes when I'm saying Morgaine, my mind just flashes to Morgana. But like I always have to bring my mind back. I'm like, it's not Morgana, it's Morgaine, you know? Oh, excuse me. So the scene shifts to Morgaine doing her sorcery druidic witchcraft. This at this point, her son comes knocking the door because he wants to tell his mom. He wants to tell his mom that he has come to a decision. So he opens the door and he just sees her like killing something, unalive and something. I don't know what it is, but like she starts painting her body with blood. And as he sees this, he sees the god she worships just like appear. Well, his mom turns towards him, and then, well, he sees the god first, and then the god and his mom turns towards him, and he closes the door and turns away. And then his mom comes out, and he's like, "I've made my decision. I'm going to see the Saxons." And then she goes back in to her room and brings a gift. She's like, "Give this to King Hetigan." I don't remember his name, but the king of the Saxons. When he goes to him, that's it. She gives him the box, and I don't know. I haven't read the novels or the books, so I'm not sure. But I don't know. I don't know if Lot is an actual like biological son because she legit starts seducing this nigga, bro. She legit starts seducing this nigga, and mm, she gives him a whole ass kiss, and I'm like, bro, ain't they related? So I don't know if they're actually related in the novels, and if they are, it actually shows how twisted Morgaine is. This woman has been stalking Taliesin and his family line like, bro, she's really messed up. Actually, I don't know. I actually don't know why she's so messed up. That's interesting. I would like to know why she's like this. Because if that was her blood son, seducing him is crazy. And she sits on the throne, and that's the end of the episode. Mm. That's the end of the episode. So yeah, I might see episode 5 this evening or tomorrow because tomorrow is a holiday. I might see it tomorrow. I don't know. Probably go to like the gym and then I have to like see the episode, or maybe not go to the gym. Honestly, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's the end of the episode and this episode. So as I said, you guys don't forget to comment if you guys want to see me react to the Pendragon cycle, or if you have any place where you would like me to post up my reactions. That'll be fine. Yeah. So that was this episode. I think this is one of the greatest show airing right now, and it's crazy to me that no one else wants to acknowledge it. It's fine. I literally see like every 2 days I see news about the fact that like Fourth Wing is getting a Prime Video adaptation. And I'm like, bro, that novel is not even good, bro. Like I didn't read it. I listened to the audiobook, and I'm like, it's like every generic romantic novel in existence, and that's getting more coverage than the Pendragon cycle, which is crazy to me. But yeah, so and oh yeah, so in I don't remember in which video, but I remember recommending to you guys who read comics. Ouch. I'm sorry. I've been talking for an hour and 30 minutes, bro. I'm tripping. Anyway, in my previous video, one of them I recommended reading Vampirella, the currently ongoing Vampirella comic book. And when I read the first issue, it was good to me. That's why I recommended it. But then I read like 3 other issues, and I'm like, this is trash. This is if you like if you like those mental health stuff, it might be for you. I don't know, but personally, I didn't like it because I'm like, I do not care about Vampirella's son's flashback. Like I do not need to know. Like, bro, it's too much nonsense going on. I'm like, I do not care for it, but like, and it's sad because I really like some of Dynamite's comic books, and I do believe Vampirella is like one of the good ones. So it just went off the rails. I'm like, bro, this is ridiculous. But yeah, the post mortem something no post something, the trauma where like I think it's after you give birth to your kid, you develop like hatred for them due to like the stress of giving birth, something like that. It was interesting and I liked it, but the fact that they weren't focusing on Vampirella and like shifting between flashbacks, I'm like, I do not care for this anymore. So that's my take on it. If you still want to read it, just read it. It's fine. Um, it's up to you. Yeah, I still believe the best comics you can read right now is Absolute Green Lantern, but just that's just me. Yeah, or any of the Rippaverse comic books by what's his name, Eric July. I'm a big fan of Eric July. He has the Esam comics. Good if you want to check that out. Really great. And I have only like 1.5K subscribers, bro. You guys definitely realize this is this is not a sponsorship. Like, I'm just telling you my recommendations. That uh, if you want comic books, Absolute Green Lantern, DC Comics, yeah, Yaira from the Rippaverse, Eric July. Um, what was the name? Cyrese. I'm a big fan of Cyrese because I read the Ripper Zane. So Cyrese issue 1 is coming out from Eric July. I think you should check it out. Blood Ruth. You can't go wrong with Blood Ruth. Blood Ruth is peak. It has issue 1 and the second issue coming from Eric July. You can check out Ultimate Spider-Man, Marvel Comics, or Spawn. I think Spawn is Image Comics, right? I'm not sure. Spawn might be Image Comics. All right, so you can check out Spawn if you want to. It's good. Like it's good. Um, DCKO is fine. I think it's okay. You can read it if you want to. But yeah, that's it for comic books. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Remember, God loves you, Jesus loves you, and God is good. Have a good night and see you guys tomorrow.